The world of video games is always changing, and open world games continue to capture the hearts of many players. Yet as time goes on, there is growing discussion about how these expansive worlds are designed and what can be done to make them more engaging. Now, I'd like to explore the current state of the open world games, the various approaches developers take, the challenges that they face, and ideas for the future improvements. By rethinking what makes gaming memorable, we can understand why some of the titles have a lasting impression while others may feel all too familiar and repetitive. Now, when we take a look at the open world games today, they generally fall into one of the two categories. One of the types aims to simulate a realistic, dynamic environments, while the other leans towards a more structured, task-based format. Now, some games focus on building on the environment that feel real and interconnected. They are the sorts of games where every detail, every event, and every interaction is part of the larger system meant to mimic real life. Titles like, for an example, Elder Scrolls Oblivion and more recent examples such as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 are good examples of this approach. In these games, the world is not just a backdrop, it is alive, with systems that react and interact with the player in unexpected ways. Now imagine stepping into the medieval village where the behavior of every character seems natural and spontaneous. A passerby might start a conversation, a sudden events might occur in the marketing square, or unexpected encounters could lead to a completely new quest. The beauty of this sort of a design is not that two of the playthroughs are exactly the same, and offers players quite a unique experience each time that they explore the game's world. The sense of immersion comes from the way that these systems are intertwined, creating an environment that feels genuine and full of potential surprises. Now, on the other hand, many of the open world games follow a more linear, checklist-oriented model. In these games, the primary focus is on completing a series of objectives or missions. The world is vast, but it often serves as a stage for a list of tasks that players must complete in particular order. This method can make the game feel, well, predictable. You move from one quest to another, ticking off items on the list, without much happening outside of these predetermined missions. A common example of this type of design is found in many of the installments of an Assassin's Creed titles. While these games provide beautiful and detailed environments, the gameplay can sometimes feel quite repetitive. The narrative unfolds as you complete each mission, but the experience of exploring the world outside these set tasks might lack of the dynamic interactions seen in some of those similar games. Now, although the checklist approach has its merits, such as a clarity of objectives and structured storytelling, it may leave players longing for a deeper, more immersive experience. When the world feels static, or when every new area offers nothing more than just another set of tasks, it can lead to what some will call open world fatigue. Now, to kind of better understand these concepts, I want to take a little closer look towards the few of the games that illustrate sorts of strengths and weaknesses of this sorts of design philosophies. As mentioned a little bit already, Elder Scrolls Oblivion was revolutionary in its time. It offered a vast world filled with countless locations and a myriad of characters. Despite some of the technical imperfections and a few system limitations, the game creates a memorable experience because it tried to simulate a world that just felt alive. Now, however, as technology has advanced, newer games have been able to push these ideas even further. And of course, enter Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, a modern take on a simulated open-world concept. This game uses improved technologies and more complex systems to create a world where the environment responds to your actions in unexpected ways. The interactions in this game can lead to unique, unscripted experiences that make every journey feel personal. By focusing on a small detail and allowing the game's world to react dynamically, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sets itself apart as a shining example of what a truly immersive game can be. Another game worth discussing is Ghost of Tsushima. While it follows many of the traditional elements seen in the checklist-style games, such as clearly defined missions and objectives, it manages to rise above its structure and thanks to its beautiful storytelling and rich world building. The game offers an experience where every location and character's interactions contributes to a larger narrative, making even the most of the routine missions feel significant. The level of detail in the environment, combined with the emotional depth of the characters, creates a world that feels both real and meaningful. Innovation in open world design isn't limited to realistic simulations or narrative-driven adventures. Elden Ring offers a third option by combining elements of the Souls-like formula with an open-world format. This game takes the challenge, atmospheric combat, and intricate lore typical of Souls-like games and spread them out across the sprawling open environment. The result is the game that feels both challenging and expansive, where exploration is intertwined with the danger and mysteries at every turn. Elden Ring shows that blending different gameplay styles can result in fresh and engaging experiences that stand out from more traditional open-world games. Even games that have not been a hit in commercial sense can offer interesting ideas that could shape the future of the open-world design, such as Star Wars Outlaws. It actually introduces a reputation system that influences how players interact with different factions within the game. As you navigate throughout the open zones of the game's world, your standing with various groups determines which areas you can access and what missions become available. This dynamic system creates a sense of cause and effect that deepens the player's connection to the world, by letting players' choices have real consequences on how the world reacts. Star Wars Outlaws demonstrates that innovation is not solely about graphics or scale, it's about creating a more interactive and responsive experience. Despite these exciting innovations, there are several challenges that developers must overcome to keep open-world games fresh and engaging. One of the most significant obstacles is the cost of developing a large-scale open-world game. These games are expensive to produce, with budgets growing larger every year. Companies are often hesitant to take risks. The high financial stakes mean that the developers tend to stick with what has worked in the past rather than experimenting with new ideas. This reliance on establishing formulas results in many games that feel similar, with only minor tweaks in the story or characters. Developers face not only creative challenges but also technical ones. The engines and tools used to create these vast worlds are incredibly complex. Many studios rely on popular platforms like Unreal Engine 5 to build their games. While these engines provide powerful tools, they can also lead to a uniform look and feel across different games. Moreover, maintaining these systems is a constant challenge. Issues such as graphical glitches or performance hiccups can detract from the player's experience, making it harder for a game to feel truly innovative. Sometimes the most innovative ideas are stifled by legal restrictions. Certain systems or mechanics, such as well-known Nemesis system from Middle-earth Shadow Mordor, are protected by copyright and trademarks. This means that while other developers might be eager to incorporate similar dynamic systems into their games, the legal barriers make it risky to do so. The fear of costly legal dispute can force companies to avoid potentially groundbreaking mechanics, thereby reducing the overall diversity in the game's designs. In today's gaming industry, big companies often rely on data and proven success metric to guide their decisions. Because open-world games represent such a large investment, companies prefer to stick to formulas that have already shown success. This risk-averse mentality can lead to a stagnation in creativity. While there are undoubtedly many exciting ideas out there, the pressure to guarantee a return on investment means that innovation may be sidelined in favor of safer, more predictable choices. Even though the challenges are significant, there are several ways that open-world games can evolve to become more engaging and unique. One promising direction is to focus on creating experiences that are truly personal for each player. Instead of relying solely on scripted events and predetermined outcomes, developers could design systems to react in its unexpected ways. By allowing the game's world to change dynamically in response to the player's action, every playthrough could feel different. This approach not only enhances replayability but also ensures that each player's journey is unique and memorable. Another important factor is the integral part of the storytelling within these open worlds. Games like Ghost of Tsushima shows that even in a task-driven environment, a well-crafted narrative can transform the experience. When a story is deeply embedded in the fabric of the world, every mission and side quest becomes a part of that larger, more meaningful narrative. This synergy between story and the environment can help players feel more invested in the world, making exploration feel more rewarding. Developers should also consider experimenting with new types of game systems that actively change how the world responds to the player. For an example, reputation systems like the ones found in Star Wars Outlaws adds a layer of depth by making the game world more responsive to the player's behavior. By expanding on these ideas and incorporating similar dynamic systems in other aspects of gameplay, studios can create worlds that are not just large, but also rich in interactivity and consequences. While the financial and technical challenges are real, it's important for the developers to be willing to take calculated risks. Even if not every experiment leads to success, the lesson learned from trying new approaches can pave the way for breakthroughs in game design. Smaller studios in particular may have more flexibility to experiment and push boundaries of what an open-world game can be. Their innovations can eventually influence larger companies and contribute to an overall shift towards more creative and immersive experiences. Finally, as technologies continue to advance, developers should take full advantage of the latest tools and game engines. Modern technology offers a wealth of the possibilities for creating more detailed, dynamic, and responsive game worlds. By investing in a better software and hardware, studios can reduce technical limitations and open up new avenues for the creativity. This in turn can help reduce the common issues like repetitive environments and performance problems, allowing the creative vision to shine through. So, in conclusion, the realm of open-world games is at a crossroads. On one side, we see titles that push the boundaries of interactivity, narrative depth, and dynamic systems. On the other hand, there is a trend towards safe, checklist-style games that, while polished, may lack the spark of innovation that makes a game truly unforgettable. The future of open-world gaming depends on a delicate balance between safety and creativity. Developers need to recognize the value of crafting experiences that not only look impressive but also feel alive and unpredictable. By embracing new ideas, taking smart risks, and integrating storytelling with dynamic gameplay, the next generation of open-world games can break free from confines of the repetitive design. While it is clear that the current industry landscape is driven by large investments and data-driven decisions, there's hope that renewed focus on creativity will lead to fresh and engaging experiences. Whether it's throughout the personal, unscripted interactions in a simulated world or throughout the innovative systems that react to the player's behavior, the potential for open-world games to surprise and delight is immense. The key is for the developers to not simply replicate what has worked in the past, but ask themselves, what can I offer that has never been seen before? This question is at the heart of the innovation in gaming. When studios dare to step outside of their comfort zone and experiment with new ideas, they create an opportunity for truly memorable experiences. They are the moments that define a game, leaving players with stories and memories that last long after final credits roll. As technologies improve and as creative minds push the boundaries of what is possible, we can look forward to open-world games that are not just vast in scale, but rich in life and interactivity. The gaming industry is filled with talented designers, storytellers who are eager to redefine what an open world can be. Their vision promises a future where exploration is not merely about ticking off missions, but about uncovering hidden narratives, forming unexpected alliances, and experiencing a world that feels as unpredictable and complex as life itself. And so in summary, the challenge for the future is clear: to transform the current formula into something that excites and engages on multiple levels. The industry must balance the need for financial prudence with a desire for innovation, ensuring that each new game offers something genuinely new for the players. With the combined efforts of creative teams, technological advancements, and a willingness to take risks, the next wave of open-world games might just become the most exciting era in the gaming history. So, as we look ahead, let us remain, hopeful. Let us celebrate the games that have pushed the envelope and continue to challenge the status quo. And most importantly, let us be open to the endless possibilities that well-crafted, dynamic world can offer. The adventure is just a beginning, and with each new step we can redefine what it means to truly explore a virtual universe. At that, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Do let me know down in the comments regarding this topic as well. I see you guys all, and have a good one.